Rechichi. Homeworld. Raid. It's a post-apocalyptic wasteland with numerous bizarre anomalies and mutated fauna and flora. The planet is around 15% larger than Holy Terra. The world has a single major rock moon and 3 other smaller satellites. Once, Raid was a vibrant world full of megafauna and megaflora. Both massive plants and equally gigantic creatures walked this world. It was resource-rich and diverse to the extreme. However, in early space age of Rechichi's civilization, countries of the world went to war with each other. They utilized nuclear, thermonuclear, biological and even warp-based warheads. This apocalypse, as one could suspect, wasn't good for Raid environment. Parts of the world transformed into brutal wastelands, a lot of wildlife mutated, and because of the warp-based weaponry utilized by Rechichi, anomalies and dangerous cults appeared on the surface as well. Thankfully, the warp-based warheads used in the war were prototypes and not powerful, so their effect on Raid itself was minimal. Well-defended fortresses and settlements can still be found in the wastelands. Some small, some massive, some isolated from others, some located in the heart of ancient metropolis. The world is slowly healing with the Coalition help. It slowly returns to its former glory. Physical characteristics. Type: semi-reptilian arboreals. Height: 2.7 to 3 meters. Weight: 250 kilograms. Coloration: very varied, usually dark. Diet: carnivore. Senses: amazing hearing and eyesight, good sense of smell. Forms of communication: vocal. Reproduction: live birth, 9-month pregnancy. Lifespan: 90 to 120 years. Maturity: 16. Special traits. Rechichi are interesting species, sharing both reptilian, mammalian and avian characteristics. Rechichi have scales, but also armored plates or shell that is made of bone-like material, making it both tough and somewhat flexible. This natural defense allows Rechichi to shrug off a lot of damage, which is on top of natural Rechichi resilience. Rechichi were arboreal, primate-like animals in the past. They have a great ability to climb, and their long muscular tail works as fifth limb, and is flexible enough to be used as weapon or tool. While massive in the eyes of majority of species in the galaxy, Rechichi were far from the big on their homeworld. That's why Rechichi are both venomous and poisonous. Their fangs can inject a strong venom, or they can spit it on their enemies. They can secrete a poison from the pores on the tail, especially on the natural blade, which is at the end of Rechichi tail. Both venom and poison are useful tools, both in hunting and self-defense. Even though Rechichi give birth to their young rather than to lay eggs, they aren't mammals and don't feed their young with solid food. Usually parents eat a meal and transform it into a pulp with which they feed their young, in similar way to birds. Because of the influence of radiation and biological weapons, some Rechichi are born dead, or with drastic mutations. High infant mortality rate was a devastating problem before the appearance of the Coalition, but even with the help of a Coalition scientist, Rechichi still face the problem of slow population growth. Psychological characteristic. Rechichi are survivors and warriors. They brought end to their own civilization because they couldn't control their own urges, fears and ambition. Idea of self-control became very popular over the years of survival in post-apocalyptic wasteland. Later experience fighting against and being enslaved by the orcs fortified the idea of personal freedom and unity in the face of strife. Thing that all Rechichi share is desire for redemption. They see the Great War that caused downfall of their civilization as great shame and sin. They sought a way to redeem themselves and save their world. Coalition gave them that chance. Rechichi are one of the most highly devoted members of the greater good and faithful towards goddess Tauva. They see their service to the coalition as path to redemption and the way to fix what evil they caused in the past. Rechichi are currently very spiritual and religious people, something they were not before the bombs fell. They are survivors and warriors to their core, but also builders. They find a way to survive even in the harshest environments and are great hunters and trackers. Rechichi create families and care for the young immensely, especially with number of children that are born dead or deformed. Even with the help of coalition medicine, they see every healthy child as a blessing and will protect them with their life. Rechichi have also a strict code of honor and service, seeing loyalty towards the greater good and the coalition as a virtue. History. As mentioned before, Rechichi grew like most civilization until early space age, when they were divided into multiple states and ideological blocks. This Cold War between their nations lasted 60 years, until it went hot and brought their own apocalypse. Vast majority of Rechichi didn't survive the first decade after the bombs fell. Less than 10% of their previous population still lived. Their technology fell, and they went through a period of warring tribes of survivors. That was until faith known as unity sprang among desperate people of the wastes and started to spread out, reigniting the embers of ancient civilization, rebuilding Rechichi civilization as theocratic empire. That was until orcs arrived on their world and started enslaving and killing what survivors were left. Rechichi, being adapted to their cruel world and stronger than standard orcs, put up a resistance, but were quickly losing ground. Thankfully, the coalition found them and helped liberate their world from orc menace. Rechichi learned about the greater good and goddess Tauva, and immediately believed that their own faith, unity, was a reflection of a faith in the greater good, and their own goddess was in fact Tauva. This ensured that Rechichi quickly dedicated themselves to the coalition, and since their acceptance into the ranks, they served faithfully in the name of their faith and hope at redemption. Joining the coalition. 366th year of Millennium 39 or 4244th year of Era of Unity. Immediately after coalition defeated the orcs that invaded their whole world, Rechichi joined the coalition as a member. They were in fact eager to do so. Status in the coalition. Protectorate. Because of the tragic state of their home world and their difficulty with population growth, Rechichi joined the coalition as Protectorate. They have valuable skills, but their numbers being quite limited meant that coalition had to take care of them. In truth, however, Rechichi are more of a coalition puppet, ready to serve wherever they are needed and under anyone's commands. With many species having influence over Rechichi, some see them as a puppet of a number of powers. But officially, they are a protectorate. Government. High Directorate. Rechichi government is theocratic authoritarian government with strong position of religious leaders known as dictators, those who dictate the path to redemption. This government demands full devotion and loyalty from all of its citizens, while also promoting idea of a unity and greater good. The dictators are known to be easily swayed and for pledging themselves to different factions within the coalition. Role within the coalition. Rechichi don't have powerful industry or navy. They are also not the best diplomats or traders. Their only real value to the coalition is concerned with combat. Rechichi can operate in very harsh environment as shock troops or special forces. Vast majority of Rechichi population stays on their healing homeworld or on a few small colonies coalition helped establish. Outside of the region of space, they are usually seen in military uniforms and are used as hard-hitting shock troops, using their immense physical might against coalition enemies. Because of their past history with the orcs, Rechichi soldiers specialize in dealing with orcs and assassination of their leaders. Campaigns against the orcs where Rechichi aren't present isn't a rule, it's an exception.